Maybe you're facing a big decision. You're afraid to choose wrong, so you don't choose at all. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick way to beat the overthinking and get unstuck fast. It takes about 10 minutes. You can do it tonight, and by the end of this video, you'll have one calm, obvious next step you can act on. So imagine this. You've got a job offer in another city. You open a fresh page and write, "What do I want?" Then you list the pros and cons, and you watch the videos about the city, and you ask 3 friends, and you redraw the budget twice, and a week goes by, and 2, and you keep waiting for something to click, for the moment when this decision will become obvious. But unfortunately, it doesn't come around. Every time you think you're close, a new question pops up and you're back at 0. Or swap the scene. Maybe you're in a relationship that's mostly good, but something's off. So you journal and you read articles and you take a long drive to clear your head. And you keep hoping for a sign that will tell you which way to go. But the sign never shows up. So if clarity isn't showing up, no matter how hard you try to think through it, what actually does get you moving? In a minute, I'm going to show you a short 10-minute move you can do tonight. But first, I want you to see why the usual way we try to find clear answers just doesn't work. The brain just doesn't have enough real-world information to make a confident call. So it just loops around and around and you stay stuck. One reason for this is that often we just have too many options. Imagine standing in a store with 6 choices for your peanut butter versus 30. With 6, you can pick one and move on. But with 30, you hesitate, second guess, pick one up, and then pick up another one and walk away, maybe even without choosing. That's what endless research does about this decision you're trying to make for the next step in your life. It just keeps adding more jars of peanut butter to the shelf. Another reason why we can't figure this out is that we misjudge the future. We tell ourselves, if I choose wrong, I'll be miserable for years, or if I choose right, I'll be happy forever. Psychologists call this the impact bias. We overestimate how big and how long our emotional reactions to this decision will be. So when a choice feels like it'll make or break your entire life, you delay making that choice because you don't want to regret it, obviously. When we're facing a life transition and we're trying to figure out where we want to go next, we're really trying to get clear on that, right? We want like a clear answer, and we want a map that shows us what steps to take to get to our next place. So we really crave that, which is why we kind of overthink it a lot of times. But the truth is that when it comes to life decisions, clarity doesn't come first, it comes last. I know, that's concerning, right? Instead, we enter a middle space that feels foggy, and only later does the new beginning actually start to take shape. William Bridges, who was an American researcher and consultant who studied how people handle big life changes like these, figured this out. He wrote 2 books on the subject, Transitions and Managing Transitions. And he created a plain language model of what we go through inside during change. His model has 3 stages: ending, where you let go of what was; the neutral zone, which is kind of this uncomfortable in-between place where things are really foggy and we don't really know where we're going, but we know that where we've been isn't right anymore; and new beginning, which is the new direction that finally begins to take shape, but only after time. Bridges' point is that clarity often arrives at the end, not the start. So first, you're going to feel the loss of the old thing, and then you're going to wander through this uncertain middle phase that's just uncomfortable. And only after that does the new identity or direction become clear. That middle neutral zone can feel really empty and confusing, but what helps is to know that it's a normal part of the process. So if we can't get that clear answer we want right away, does that mean we have to stay stuck in not knowing for a really long time? Not necessarily. There's something you can do right now to start moving again. So here's how it works. Set a timer for 5 minutes, then grab a notebook or open a voice memo, whatever feels easier, and then start a rant. That's right. You get to go on a little rant here, and you're going to start with this sentence: if one more day goes by where I have to blank, or pretend that blank, or feel like blank, I might scream. And then go, fill out that sentence. So feel free to pause the video here if you'd like to. So what you're trying to do here is tap into what is wrong with the life you're in right now. What is wrong with the job? What is wrong with the location? What is wrong with the relationship? What is wrong with the lack of purpose? Whatever it is. This is your chance to just let whatever wants to come out. And really, it's just a pressure valve, a way to clear the fog by naming what your body already knows is not working. Sometimes when we release that pressure, the intuition finally has room to come forward and tell you what it already knows. Then when the 10-minute timer goes off, you take a breath and look back at what you wrote. And then you're going to start to answer these 3 questions. Question number 1, what did you discover that you're done pretending not to feel? A lot of times when we're in a place of life transition, we try to act like everything's fine. So we pretend not to feel this discomfort or unease or stress or whatever it is that we feel in this middle place. But this exercise gives you a chance to get that out. That helps you to get closer to the truth that's inside your inner self. Okay, here's the next question you want to ask. What feels heavier than it should? So this asks you to identify maybe what you've been carrying around for a while. If this life you're in right now is just not working, or it's not it for whatever reason, likely there's going to be some heaviness that you're carrying around if you're trying to continue in that life as you always have, when you know that it doesn't quite fit anymore. And finally, your last question. What's quietly asking to be done, released, or outgrown? Write on that question for a while, because likely after your rant, some of these things are going to bubble up. What's asking to be let go of right now? A lot of times when we think about this, we get a little bit afraid. So we're almost afraid to admit it, but you don't have to take any action right now. All you have to do is write it down. Just be real with yourself. You don't have to fix anything after this exercise. But what you did is you just gave your intuition a microphone. But here's where it gets interesting. Everything you just named, the roles you're tired of, the parts that feel too small, the things you're tired of pretending about, the things that are too heavy or too hollow, that's more than just a list of complaints. It's actually a list of clues. Because inside every one of those so-called complaints, or inside every one of those statements where you say, I'm sick of this, is the seed of what you do want. If you name what isn't working anymore, then you can your brain is easily going to turn around and say, well, what is it I do want? Your intuition is going to lead you toward that. So if you're tired of pretending everything is fine, maybe part of you is ready to be honest. If you're exhausted from holding everything together, then maybe you're really ready to take the risks you need to take to create something that's going to be more energizing for you. If you're dreading another year of the same old routine, maybe you're craving more aliveness, something that wakes you back up. So your investigation of the week. Sometime this week, read your rant again, and then do this. Pick one sentence that feels the strongest. Maybe it's something you really meant or something that made you feel a lot of emotion. And then ask one question. What does this sentence show me about what I don't want anymore? Ask that question first. Give that time for that answer to come up. And then ask this second question. What might it be trying to tell me about what I do want instead? That's it. You don't have to have the full answer right now. But that one sentence that you pick that has a lot of emotion in it or a lot of charge in it, that's going to help you name what's no longer right for you. And once you can see what doesn't fit, it becomes a little easier to notice what might. If you want more help spotting the signs that something in your life is ready to shift, be sure to grab my free Signals Journal. It'll walk you through 7 common signals that show up when change is calling to you. And if you're still feeling stuck and trying to think your way through it, don't miss the next video on your end screen. It'll show you why logic alone won't get you out of this and what to do instead when your head is spinning and the answers just won't come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.